This program is brought to you by Emory University.
The easiest way to get to Mozart's sensibilities about this is that he was a Freemason. And Freemasonry is full of symbolism, as those of you who are not admitting you're Freemasons know. A lot of it is connected to Pythagorean symbolism. Some of it is peculiar to it, unique to it. But certainly 3, 5, these are pivotal numbers in Freemasonry. They're very important to Mozart. Mozart's last opera is The Magic Flute, which many of you might be aware of as an opera, because it's around, right? One of his most popular operas. And if you think about Magic Flute, there's all kinds of things about it that are full of symbolism that aren't even having to do with the music, like the fact that there are those 3 boys that sing, that there are the 3 ladies of the night, that there's, right? It's full of 3s. Then musically, what Mozart will often do with his Masonic music, and he writes plenty of music that is overtly Masonic, like Magic Flute, or a piece called Masonic Funeral Music, and others, or King Tamos, who is a Masonic figure. But other times he's just sort of embedding Masonic numerological symbolism into scores that are otherwise not Masonic at all, and you'd have to be sort of onto him to detect it in the same way that you would with Bach. And you could listen to that choral prelude we heard all your life and never know that that numerology was in there. And I think similarly with some of Mozart's non-Masonic works, you'd have to know what you're looking for to find it, but it's there. One of the things he uses is to write pieces that are in 3 flats. 3 flats. It's 3. And what's interesting about Magic Flute Overture, for example, which I think we should hear, is there's the Masonic knock, which is a part of Masonic ritual, which Mozart incorporates into the opera, but also into the overture. The overture starts with a knock. There's some controversy. I've read a few different writers on the knock at the beginning of the overture, and some say that it is wrong, in a sense, because you're not yet initiated. So the knock whoever's knocking hadn't been properly taught the knock. It's the uninitiated knock. But it's interesting that you'll hear chord, and then bum bum, and then bum bum. So it feels like 3 things, but there's 2 other things added. Isn't that interesting? 2 and 3, masculine, feminine, together form 5. So he's got, even though there are 3 different chords, there's 5 different utterances, attacks, I should say, 5 different attacks. 1 chord gets 1 attack, 2 of the chords get 2 attacks, which makes 5, and that means there's 3 long chords and 2 short ones. So that's already kind of interesting. When the knock comes in the middle of the overture, it's different. Each one, there are 3 sets of 3. And the chord doesn't change. So it's interesting that the harmony itself doesn't change. So each knock, we have 3 times 3 knocks in the middle. And also, if you listen to the subject, and this is Mozart writing a fugue. That's what's also kind of notable about this overture. So this is setting us up for next week, because next week we're actually going to do music instead of mysticism. And we're going to try and trace sonata. This is Mozart honoring Bach, as we sort of talked about a little bit last week. The main part of the Marriage of Figaro overture, the Magic Flute Overture, is a fugue. And it has 6 iterations of 1 note, da, 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 and then 4 notes, da, da, da. So that's 10. And 6 is also a holy number, being 1 plus 2 plus 3. So even the fugue subject has numerological implications.
The preceding program is copyrighted by Emory University.